for 3 years. I do work 40 hours a week, so it is a little pressure, but any single mother can do it.
We see a lot of times that students have life events that get in their way that can limit their ability to be successful in class. Our focus on these special programs, whether it be EOPS or CalWorks, is to be able to provide students an opportunity to be able to access very, very important, very needed services to help them overcome some of those barriers. So what we try to do is help as much as possible to limit those issues for students so they can focus and concentrate on what's most important for them while they're here, which is their classroom experience.
We also give them a grant, about $450, depending on funding, every semester. That can go towards anything that they're going to need help with, whether it's books or supplies. CARE students get guaranteed meal tickets every semester.
I was looking at Bakersfield, but I want to try to go to CSULA. CARE has a really good network of support, not only just counseling and getting you through your classes and helping you pay for things, but they have a community of people that really care about what you're doing with your career.
We just recently had a care workshop with our students and their actual children at the Child Care Center. And we had the Bacus Sierra come in and they taught them how important it is to create an account for their children so that someday when they decide to come to college, they'll already have that funding ready to go for them. If I didn't have care, I would probably not come to school, but it'd be a little bit difficult.
If it weren't for CARE, I would not be here at Porterville College. I would still be struggling to find a job, to keep a job, to get into the world and do what I want to do.
That tears me up. Look how important you are. Look at the lives you touch. How can you not appreciate all you and your colleagues do? That's incredible. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for touching lives. Thank you, Cindy, for changing the slide.
She was taking in the moment.
Absolutely.
Paying attention.
There you go. Thank you. Okay. So even our expertise needs refreshing. Let's just take a look at these points. You're experts in what you know. Many are experts in what you do. But from time to time, it's good to step back and take a look what other people know and do to see if you can glean from them as well. So we need to refresh a little bit about that. How do we refresh? Well, here are some things that I'll say shouldn't be included in your personal philosophy of education, okay? I'm not going to read all those, just the bold. Belief in the practice of investing in lives. Do you believe that? Do you truly believe investing in people's lives, or do you believe just teaching content? Do you and I communicate the passion we have for our students, our profession, our colleagues, or are we just doing a job? Do we understand the value of education? I think we do. By listening, and seeing and all of that, I think you do. But do your students know the value in the busyness and the mayhem of their daily lives? Do they understand the value of education? Do they know that they should stick it out? Are they aware that at the end of it all, there is this beautiful thing for them waiting called a diploma and a future? Or are they lost every day in the problems? In addition, I think you truly realize that mentoring does make a difference. So how many of you guys, don't raise your hand, but how many of you guys would consider this year maybe just taking on 1 or 2 students and deeply mentoring them so that when you walk away one day, the replication of what you've done in their lives pays future dividends in other generations' lives? That's something that's very important. Why are you teachers? Why are you professors? Why do you love what you do? It's probably because someone before you showed you those very things that tapped your passion, and now here you sit. So why are we all in this business? It's for the vacation and money, right? That's, they do sound good though, don't they? Basically, I think we're here because it's our passion that continues to drive us to make differences in people's lives. And if we took a survey, I think that all of us would probably say that, yeah, I'm here because I can do nothing else with the same kind of passion, the same kind of drive. I just get so goosebumpy when my students tell me thank you, or they get it, or they email me with a gratitude email, and I just feel so blessed because I'm a part of their lives and it's changing. So I think your passion, if you could put a finger on what that means, it's love mixed with energy, seeking the future while working in the present, about something. And speaking of something, remember those values that you had at the college here, huh? How often you revisit those? The question I'd like to ask you to consider is, would you say that PC is a collegial institution between and within, or within and between departments? If not, work a little harder at that. The very groups that you want to work within your class, or students that you assemble accordingly, you have natural groups here at the college. So there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, let's get together for lunch, let's talk about what you're doing well in your department. Forget the content, forget that. If you share students, maybe it's good to share information about how you reach those students. That's a collegial thing. I think too many times colleges sort of separate out according to disciplines, and that's where a lot of the work is done. That's great work, it really is. But let's not forget the people we work with and the reason we're here. Those are your values. In other words, what you do here at PC reflects the values in the lives of students and faculty. And at this point, I've given you lots of stuff to think about. I would back away from the mic for a couple of minutes and ask you if you have any comments or questions about this, or clarification needed. I only have so much time, so I'm going to ask you to get some interaction here at this point as well. And I'll repeat the question if you have one or a comment. I'm open to anything you want to ask, any question or comment. I do not get offended by straightforward, I didn't like that. That's okay. I'm not offended when you compliment me either, so don't worry about that. And I'm serious, any questions or comments, or would you like me to move on? Because I looked at your schedule and I know what you have next in line. Yes, sir.
Well, I often wonder, we have the values and all of that,
Yes.
the statements. We worked on those regularly, and we regularly look at them in the committees. And you ask this question, how often have you, do I go back and look at them?
Yes.
I don't. And the reason I don't, I know them, or I was part of it, I'm pleased doing them, but they are all the reasons that I'm here. And I think, I hope that that's what, that we all feel that way about those core values. I don't, it's a cool, it's cool to review them again and go, yeah, that's who we are. Or at least who we try to be.
Beautiful. And that recognition and that recollection of that, who we are, is the refreshing part. That's why we do this. And the fact is, if you can apply those values to a different generation coming through, which is different than 10 years ago, then maybe that application refreshment is even better yet because a new group coming through doesn't understand them as the last group did. That's why it's good to refresh those. So there's no doubt that you do have those core values. But there may be doubt as we move forward. We know them, but do our students know them? And do they see them? Do they know what we stand for as pirates? Or are they coming through to get an AA and leaving and never even know that we have these values that we taught from? So I think it's really important. That aspect of collegiality amongst the faculty is a great thing. But then there's a student collegiality amongst the student body themselves that may not be so valued. But that's where I think there's some disconnects at every campus, all of us, high school, junior high, college, university, grad school. It's just about all the things we do versus, right, the reasons we do them. So that's a good refresher. That's a great question and comment. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Good. Anybody else? One more? You want me to get along with it, don't you? I can tell, yeah, okay. Let's not forget the reality. Without students, right, you would have no jobs. Without students, you'd have no job. It'd be interesting to come to class every day with no one to teach. So let's talk about the who. Yeah? Have you seen some of these guys lately? I stay away from mirrors for the same reason, trust me. Not those guys. Let's talk about these guys. Zombie movies are hilarious. I absolutely just like, I can OD on those on a weekend, on a holiday when I'm doing nothing, just watch zombies eat each other, I mean, whatever. But really what it looks like here is you have a lot of young people today walking around like this. Just last year we had one young lady who was run over by a car on her way to school because she was butted up and she cut an intersection short and one of our teachers hit her. Devastated the community. Teacher had to take time off of work, obviously, for that. You know, we teachers, we faculty, we go through things